Boy, you know you make me float, float. Boy, you really give me high. Ooh, I feel like I'm on dope, dope. 'Cause you.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Liege and I'm back with another video. And as you guys can see by today's title, we are doing advice for middle schoolers. Here is some advice for y'all just to, make sure y'all have a great middle school experience. Make sure y'all stay out of the middle school drama, but stay in the good stuff, Yeah, as someone who passed middle school, graduated middle school on time at that, passed all grades, good grades, all of that. So, before we get started with today's video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the post notifications so you'll be notified for every single video I post, past, present, and future videos, and enjoy the video. Mwah. So, first things first. For my sixth graders, here's the thing. Y'all fresh into middle school. Yeah, it's a new thing for y'all, a new experience for y'all. Y'all are really experiencing it. Just because y'all just got to middle school, that's nowhere near the top. You're still basically, sixth grade is basically almost like fifth grade. You get the new experience. You get to experience more teachers, more people, faces, older people. You're not the oldest in the school anymore. You're the youngest ones in the school now. So there's going to be 8th graders and 7th graders that sometimes are going to think they can just treat you any way they want to treat you just because you're younger, just because you're fresh in the school. But at the end of the day, they can't play with you for real because you're you, okay? You're you. Even big, small, young, tall, don't let nobody play with you for real. But don't just start getting into unnecessary drama for no reason. Don't do that. Don't do that. For me, 6th grade was a good year. 6th grade, I had a lot of friends. 6th grade was smooth. It was cool. But you're always gonna have some teachers or staff members or principals or whatever that are just not the best. So, just try to stay away from them. Stay out of the drama, stay out of the bad stuff, but make sure you're focusing on your grades, because once you get to middle school, this is when your grades really start to matter. Like, your grades are really starting to matter from here. And what you do in 6th grade depends on what happens for the rest of your middle school years. So you want to set a good example for yourself, a good example for your family, just overall, make sure you do you. Make sure your grades are good in 6th grade, because you might have 2 more years in middle school, but what you do in 6th grade depends if next year you'll be in honors classes, what type of classes you'll be in, if you'll be in the lower classes, or whatever. So yeah, you want to make sure your grades stay good. You want to make sure you stay on top of that. Now for my 7th graders, okay? For my 7th graders. 7th grade year for me was, let's just say never again. Let's just say that, never again. But the experience is different for everybody. Some people, they're good at making friends, good at communicating. With me, I was more the antisocial type. I am still the more antisocial type. I don't like talking to new people. I don't know. It's just not my whatever the word is. It's just not my type of, whatever. I don't talk to nobody unless they talk to me first. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, for my 7th grade, your year depends on how you view it, how you take things. 7th grade, you're in the middle now. So you make friends with 8th graders and you can make friends with 6th graders. But it's more so, if you make friends with 8th graders, you have that bond with the 8th graders, they can really guide you through. They can really be your backup they got your back. But in 7th grade, there's also messy people on messy people. Like, everywhere you look, messy people. Because they just want to be all in the drama. And 7th grade is another grade where 7th grade is low-key like a kind of a cooler in between 6th and 8th grade, it's more of a cooler. You still need to stay on top of your grades, but you could kind of chill on that. 7th grade work, it wasn't too bad for me. It was low-key easy as long as you have teachers who can actually teach and communicate like the work, you're good, you're fine. And I think that's really it for 7th graders. For 8th grade, I'm not gonna lie, 8th grade, it was mid. It was okay. The beginning, cause I actually went to different schools for different grades. I went to a different school for 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Stop it. Get some help.
I went to different schools for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And honestly, 8th grade, it was cool. The beginning, it was like work. You have to stay on top of that because you need to graduate. So your grades matter, your actions matter, your attendance definitely matters. But some schools, they have this thing to how many days you can miss before you have to stay back. Make sure you don't go over that. Just go to school, honestly. Just go. My advice, just make sure you have some headphones or something on deck. Just in case, like, you just need to block out noise. Make sure you have some headphones or something on deck. If your school is like mine, where phones, headphones, all of that is banned, hair comes in clutch with that one right there, okay? Hair comes in very much clutch. Or you could just put your hood on, or you could just communicate to your teacher you're not feeling it. Okay, you're not feeling it. But yeah, 8th grade is the grade where you really need to get on that work, stand on that work, make sure you good, make sure you graduate middle school so you can get into high school. And when you're an 8th grader, a lot of people are gonna be, your teachers are gonna be like, in high school they don't do that, they don't play that, da 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 da. They're gonna be saying that all throughout your middle school years. In 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, they're like, high school don't play that. You can't do that in high school. High school, your teacher's not gonna remind you about none of that. They're lying. Your teacher's gonna be, oh, high school, they don't play that. They're not gonna remind you 50,000 times about your work. They're not gonna da 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 da. But in reality, for me personally, going into baby, this is a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you, this is a breath of fresh air. You get freedom. Something in middle school you don't have. No, you don't gotta line up. None of that. You get freedom, real freedom. Really depending on your teachers. But you get your work done, you get your work done. If you don't, you don't. So going in 8th grade, I would say, don't listen to all the negativity, okay? And let me tell you this. Everybody is not your friend. You might hear that a lot. You might be like, oh, that is not, I have the best friends ever. My friends would never switch up with me. Trust, any point in time, anybody can switch up on you, okay? Any point in time, okay? You could probably be the bestest friends with somebody, but they going behind your back to the next person talking about you. So never put your trust into one person. Never, ever, 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 ever put all your trust into one person if you know your bond isn't tight like that. If you're telling them stuff about, like, you're just venting to them 24/7 and they're not genuinely showing that they care about what you're saying, and they're not genuinely, actively listening to you or actively responding to you, and they're just like, oh, okay, right, oh my gosh, that's not right. If they're just like that, all I'm saying is keep an eye open. Just keep 2 eyes open, baby, because anything can happen with anybody at any point in time. See, me, I've always been the observer. I've always been the quiet observer. Like, I really don't talk to nobody. If you ask anybody, I don't talk for real. So being an observer, you peep stuff. You peep when people was just arguing, now they friends. You peep when you was just talking about her to the next girl. Now you all on her face like you wasn't even just talking about her. You peep all of that stuff. So don't try to be a mean girl because you're at the top, or a mean boy, mean girl, whatever. Don't try to be a bully. Don't try to be mean. Just keep on top of your stuff. Like, I'm not saying having friends is bad. I'm just saying, don't think everybody's your friend. Because everybody is not your friend. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to get at. Hey chat, so it's editing me and I just realized a better way I could have said this was do not prioritize friendships and relationships over your actual work, over like the stuff that matters, basically. Yeah, bye. Everybody's not your friend. Everybody's not going to treat you how you treat them. Everybody's not going to show the same respect as you because everybody wasn't raised the same, okay? You know it's tea when you see them two fingers touching. Yeah. So now for all the grades, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, I just want to let y'all know. They tell you middle school flies by. Trust. Middle school flies by. Like, I swear I feel like I was just in 6th grade yesterday. Middle school, gone just like that. Even if it feels like time is moving slow, once you get to 7th grade, time is definitely going to be moving a little slow. In 7th grade, there might be a lot of people who think they're just bigger than the program, but nobody's bigger than your program. Don't try to be rude just to fit in. Be yourself. Be yourself. Do not let nobody change you for who you are. If they don't like you the way you are, then don't be around them. Be around the people that accept you mentally, physically, socially, emotionally, all that. Be around the people that actually accept you. Be around the people that don't make you change yourself to fit in. And by change yourself, I mean if you're hanging out with somebody and you have more of a goofy personality, like you're always laughing, making jokes, if they don't like when people laugh and make jokes, don't change who you are just because they don't like it. This is your life. You're living your life. This is your experience. You're living your experience. So live your middle school experience to the fullest because it will fly by. And before you know it, you will be in 9th grade. You'll be in high school. You'll be fresh in high school. But yeah, moral of the story, everybody's not your friend. And once you get to high school, the group of people that you was in with 8th grade, they can just poof, disappear. Because really in 8th grade is when everybody really splits up. Because people go to different schools, people move over time. So honestly, I feel like it's like, if you feel like you can really trust somebody, trust them. If you just have the smallest iffy feeling, I say don't trust them. But we're gonna wrap it up with everybody's not your friend. Make sure you have the right people around you. And honestly, I would say make sure you're prepared for anything. It could be random tests, random quizzes. Make sure you don't necessarily, I never studied, honestly. Like, I've never, like, genuinely sat down and studied before. I just memorized things and actually paid attention in class. So I can, know what the work is. Because you can have random quizzes, random tests, all that. And then exams, STAR tests, state tests, all that. It comes quick. So you have to be ready for all that. Have to be ready for all that it brings. And yeah, and also make sure you really paying attention in class. This goes for everybody. Make sure you're actually paying attention in class and not just playing around with your friends, because that can get you in trouble. Because these teachers, they get real strict about that, disrupting their class. Okay, they get real strict about it. Even if you look at your friend do a little, they get real strict about it. Okay. Make sure you just don't, I wouldn't say necessarily don't talk back to teachers. Like, if they're wrong and you know they're wrong, then they're wrong. They're just wrong, okay? So you can speak your mind, you can speak your piece, you can speak your side. But when it comes to getting, like, overly disrespectful for no reason, like, if you're talking and you're talking, but everybody else is, like, quiet and you're talking, if the teacher tells you to stop talking, just stop talking. There's no reason to be excessive with it. No reason to be, oh, but da-da-da-da-da-da-da. They're talking. There's no reason to be overly loud and just, because it really does get annoying. If you're just overly arguing with the teacher every second of the day for no reason, it genuinely does get annoying. But Y'all let me know if I gave some good advice. I'm not really good at this. I don't know if I'm good at giving advice or not. But I don't know. I think that's about it. Make sure you guys enjoy your experience while it lasts. High school for me right now is not that bad. Middle school was. All I gotta say is middle school, you really don't have freedom for real. You think coming out of elementary school, like, okay, I'm not a kid no more. I'm getting there. They're still gonna treat you like a child because in middle school you are still a child. I'm still a child. You're not a child no more until you're 18, 21. Okay, 18 through 21, you're 18 through 20. You're a young adult. I feel like don't overstep boundaries. Don't be a bully for no reason. Bullying is not cute. That's absolutely not cute at all. That does not earn you cool points at all. All it does is come back at you and you think, oh my gosh, maybe that wasn't right. Don't try to be a bully. If your friends are bullying somebody, why are you friends with bullies and not saying nothing about it? Bullying is not cute and it never will be cute. So honestly, just, yeah, I don't know. I feel like make sure y'all are always prepared. Make sure y'all always have necessities, all that stuff that you might need. Make sure y'all always just keep your eyes open. Pay attention to that work. Get that work done. If you got missing homework right now, do it. If you got a missing assignment, do it. If you got a test coming up, study for it. Or at least look over the notes or something. Look over the other work or something. My phone keeps running out of storage. But the last thing I gotta say is just stay on top of your stuff, everything I just said. But thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on notifications so you'll be notified for every single video that I post, past, present, and future videos. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. Enjoy your middle school years, and high school is coming soon. So don't rush it. Be yourself. Don't let nobody change you for who you are. Love you guys so much, and yeah, bye.
Ooh.